If you have watched any harem anime, at the end you have probably asked yourself, what if the main character ended up with any of the other girls? Well, I have the answer for you, and it is Yosuga no Sora. This harem differs from all the others in one key aspect. The main character is an omnipotent god that resets his own universe and memory after each romantic conquest. This means that the main character has created a harem multiverse. And today I'll be explaining each multiverse with the respective girl and its ending. A modern princess. Beautiful, intelligent, cultured, and sharp-minded. Despite her social standing, she does not consider herself superior to others and does not hesitate to lend a helping hand. Kazuha is an experienced viola player. She only plays for those she cares for. Never has she played in competitions as she shies away from them. Also, she has daddy issues. When she meets with Hakura, the main character, the relationship begins pretty slow as both characters take interest in each other during the third episode. And it's only during the 13-minute mark where her daddy issues come to light. The reason she despises her father is because he had an affair, allegedly. The baby that was born was her stepsister Akira Amatsume. I'll get into her later. But after their date, this is when my man scores. He launches a full frontal assault and kisses Kazuha. Am I glad that he was able to do this, because normally these opportunities are lost by an inconvenience. This is where the lawful good ending starts to take form, as both of them end up falling in love with each other and create a very wholesome relationship. The pieces in this relationship move very quickly because in a few days, Haruka takes his chance and scores. And when I mean he scores, he does it. And the anime doesn't cover the fact that Kazuha and Haruka did it. The scenes, although short, are full of relevant plot. Unfortunately, this universe ends in the next episode, and the anime doesn't explore it any further. This is a universe where the main character gets to be with a princess of the harem, who was too rushed but overall decent. And it was a happy ending for both of them. The illegitimate daughter of Kazuha's father, allegedly. Her energetic and innocent personality makes her befriend anyone second nature. As a baby, she was taken in by the innkeeper of the local Shinto shrine, and raised as her granddaughter as none of her distant relatives wanted to take her in. As a teenager, she has to take care of the shrine and spends much of her time practicing habits and traditions, including performing ceremonies and holiday festivals. This time, the meetup between Amatsume and Haruka is earlier than Kazuha's universe. This time the narrative takes a turn, and it turns out that Amatsume and Kazuha have met before, during their childhood days. This is a catalyst for the relationship because both of them get to uncover the truth about Amatsume's lineage. Amatsume goes under a small character development as she is able to learn to be a little more selfish. At the end, Amatsume was just left by her parents and was never related to Kazuha in any way. And Kazuha's mother just wanted to help out in any way, even if it meant through lies and deceit. Unlike the previous universe, Amatsume takes the lead and kisses Haruka in the bathtub. This triggers their libido for each other and both of them become one. The scenes has more plot than the previous one. This universe unfortunately comes to an end after their souls get to become one. In my opinion, this is the best universe in the multiverse and has the best girl because her small character development gives her more depth and more realism into the relationship. Now we move on onto the dark side of the multiverse. Before I go, if you're not comfortable with rape, I advise that you skip this part of the video because this gets fucking weird. So, now Yorihime is the third romantic arc of Yosuga no Sora. And before the events of the anime, Yorihime and Hakura are next door neighbors and have a good relationship. Unfortunately, Yorihime lives in a toxic household where her parents fight all the time. So in a fit of rage, she runs away from her house and decides to rape Hakura. Yep, you heard me right, she raped Hakura. I'm not kidding, during this scene, Hakura has soulless eyes and Yorihime is full of lust. And to add to the cherry on top, Hakura's sister, her little sister, was watching this. This scene is canon and happened in all the other arcs, but it was never mentioned because Yorihime was avoided. Now, in this story, Yorihime and Hakura get into a relationship, and boy are they horny. They are so horny that they decide to do it while Sora, Hakura's sister, is sleeping. Of course, this goes south. She wakes up, catches them in the act, and everything is thrown out the window. Before this, Sora and Yorihime had a very bad relationship because, you know. And moving on, one stormy night, Sora runs away, lightning strikes, and Yorihime comes to her rescue and saves her little plushie before it lights on fire. This small redemption cools their beef, and they're all good. The story ends with them doing it in the forest during the summer festival. In my opinion, this story was weak and very bad. During all of these 3 romantic arcs, Sora has been giving hints towards the audience that she has feelings for Hakura, his brother. This story begins during the middle of Hakura and Yorihime's stable relationship until his mind starts to get corrupted, and his feelings for Yorihime start to fade and begins to look at Sora in a different way. His current relationship with Yorihime starts to weaken day by day as Sora and Hakura start to attract each other. Their lust for each other breaks free and they do it, and they're not afraid of doing it. As long as no one is watching, clothes are off, and bam. Since this is the dark multiverse in this romantic story, bad decisions stack on top of each other, and they got caught lacking in 4K and everything. Yorihime and this other chick that's not relevant to the story walk on them doing it, but they're not doing it in a room. They're doing it behind the front door. This traumatizes the other chick, and Yorihime is just in shock. She ends her relationship with Hakura and becomes an apathetic and sad person after what she just witnessed. For Hakura and Sora, they decide to leave the village and go back to the city, and they decide to keep their relationship a thing. I mean, sure, you do you, but both of them are gonna be social outcasts. And at the very end, they destroy and traumatize their friends because Sora corrupted Hakura's mind. And they don't mention this in the anime, but somehow, they get married and Sora gets pregnant with Hakura's child. Of course, this child is not gonna survive because inbreeding leads to gene mutation, and pish pash posh, the child can die within days. So yeah, this is Yosuga no Sora. I didn't really know how to end this because the anime was just shocking, and then when I finished, I couldn't keep my thoughts together. I have no comment. Jesus fucking Christ.
お前はもう